It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Today, I have to... I don't know if it's not like... I just admit that I'm wrong. I don't think it's admit that I'm wrong. It's admit that you were right. Because at the time, I wasn't wrong. But I think now, with some experience, I'm willing to swallow my pride and say, okay, I'm with it now. Because today, we're going to have to revisit my top 5 cereals, cold cereals, heading into the summer of middle of 2026, excuse me. So we're gonna readjust the list. We have a new cereal making the top 5, kicking one out. We will discuss that on the podcast today and reestablish my list and where we're at rankings wise. You can all still be mad at me about my number 1. I can just tell you right now, my number 1 is not one that a lot of people like, but it's my favorite cereal. So you can listen to the list and make it a top 4. Whatever. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. I did want to start off by wishing Roberta, one of the great listeners of the podcast, one of the day oneers. Well, no, Roberta, you were not a day oneer. You were not a 2005 listener. So no. But Roberta started listening probably a decade ago to the podcast. That's a long time. This has been going on for more than 2 decades. This podcast can drink legally, and Roberta's been there for over a decade, so thank you for that. Happy birthday, Roberta. She brought up in the comments over on YouTube. I love that Roberta is like leading the charge on YouTube. She knows how much I like it. The podcast, like the majority of people who listen on Apple Podcasts, number 1 by a million miles, and then it tapers down into Spotify, and then very few over on YouTube. But youtube.com/Bomarewski, Roberta leaves comments there. They're easy for me to see. And she had mentioned black licorice ice cream from her childhood. I've never heard of that. So I'm a black licorice lover. I can't quite wrap my head around black licorice ice cream, but man, that sounds interesting. That's the kind of stuff I'm here for. I'd love to try it. Okay, before we get into the top 5 cereals, I got a little bit duped. This is kids, man. Kids, and my wife got entangled in this one. So I told the story a couple weeks ago about giving blood and nearly passing out, sweating through a shirt, ruining a chair because I sweat so much into this chair. They had to burn it. There's no way they could keep it. And the thing was, at the end of this, I get science, which whatever, but I also get $50. And I love $50 because I'm cheap. So I don't spend a whole lot of money on myself, but $50 I'll spend. And I already know, look, let's, nerd. I need like some nerd glasses for the video. Nerd. The podcast shall be a little discombobulated. I don't know how to edit that. I don't want to put a sound effect in, but the last time I recorded was, let's see, I just took a 20-minute break right there and took a phone call from my wife who was going 83 and a 60. My wife drives fast. She was going 83 and a 60. Now, if I was going 83 and a 60, I would be in prison right now. My wife was going 83 and a 60. She said the officer came to her window. Of course, she had 18 billion Sprite cups because my wife just goes every stop she can get a Sprite. She gets a Sprite. So there's just Sprites everywhere. There's a Skyline chili bag in there. Her wallet was in the back seat of the car. She tried to reach for her wallet in her backpack. Her backpack was in the back seat. She tried to reach there. The officer pulled out a flashlight and was like, don't do that. Of course, there's more like Sprites in the back seat. This man had to think she had just robbed a 7-Eleven and only taken Sprites. She gets off with a warning because that's how it works for her. 83 and a 60. It's my girl. I love her. So my wife is terrifying to drive with. I tried to call her on this on the phone and she was not having it. My wife is truly terrifying to drive with. And then when she's in the car with you, I will go 2 miles over the speed limit, or I will not all the way stop at a red light to take the right. And when I do it, I get like a 5-minute riot act about how we have children and like safe driving. And then yesterday we were in the car or whatever, this weekend we were in the car and she gets to a red light and just turns and doesn't even stop. I don't even think she looked to the left. And my son goes, Huck goes, that was a red light. And she goes, I told you you can take a legal turn on red. And I thought, this is bad driving advice, but I love her. I love her to death. And so, it is what it is. Where were we? I think I was about to blame her for something, which I am still going to do. Because I did this blood work, got the $50. They did an online only $50 Visa gift card. Whatever, that's fine. I'm a nerd. That's what we were talking about. I'm a nerd. There's some new Dungeons and Dragons books coming out in September. There's 2 new ones. And I was like, ooh, I'll put $50 towards those books. This will be great. I'll buy the books. We got $50 towards them. Pay the rest with like my kids' money or something like that to, take some money out of their college savings and pay for the books with that money. So I'll be good. I'll be covered. So we're going the other night to this to this ridiculous ice cream social for my preschool son. Ended up being fun. Met a couple there that actually I really liked. So in my face, the ice cream, in my face, they were great. But we go there, and before my wife's like, what if we all go out to dinner? Before we'll use our Visa gift cards, we'll all go out to dinner, and then we'll go to ice cream. I'm like, no, I had big plans for that $50 gift card, but I'm like, okay, we'll do it. So this slowly turns into, we're just going to go to Sonic. I go, okay, let's just go to Sonic on the way to the ice cream. She goes, but let's use your $50 gift card. Okay. Now, the worst part about it is it's an online gift card. You cannot just use it at the drive-thru. Like, I don't have a card where I just go and it's like the bill. See, if this was the case, the bill, I wouldn't have ordered anything. Try to get the kids the cheapest thing possible, get out of there for $17, and that's it. I had to buy a $50 Sonic gift card, and that was my option. So now I've got all this extra money to Sonic, and I don't think Sonic is going to sell these Dungeons and Dragons books. So I need to give blood again, Chris, if you're listening. Do you have any more experiments you need to run on somebody? You got $100? Do you have $100 experiment you need to run on somebody? You poke and prod and feel and what? Is there anything else you need to do to somebody for $100? Because I'm out 50 and these books are going to be more than 50. Okay, anyways, let's do the cereal thing because that's what you're here for. I have a new entry into my cereal top 5. Honeycomb has been eliminated from my top 5. For the first time ever, Honeycomb is out of the top 5. Now, my top 5 cereals works a lot with what I've been eating, and it's like what I'm getting right now, which is why it's ever changing. It's how my candy list is as well. This is not like a into the world, etch it in stone. If you're watching the video, you see my unfinished basement wall over here. It's not like I'm going to, chisel in my results and they're forever. This is an ever-flowing power rankings of cereals, a lot of it based on what I'm eating and what I'm liking in the moment. But there is still like a hierarchy of, I don't just want it to be like, well, I'm eating a lot of, we're eating a lot of Cocoa Puffs lately, so that's number 1. Now, you still got to earn it. But Honeycomb is out. Haven't had Honeycomb in a hot minute. I need to introduce my kids to it so I can have it back. The last Honeycomb I had a lot of the really crunchy, like overcooked ones, and it turned me off to Honeycomb for a while. So it is out for the first time in my top 5. My number 1 has stayed the same. I already know it's going to get crap because people are like, you're just doing the thing where it really is my favorite cereal. I love it so much. Number 5, it's first time on my top 5. I think it is a ton of people's number 1. I grew up not having it, and then when I was in the States getting cereal, I did not get it for some reason, so I never grew this love for it like a lot of people have, but my daughter has, and we have Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the house a lot now. It freaking slaps. It is so good. You all were right. Everyone who told me forever it's the greatest, and I was like, I don't know. You're all right. It's great. It's number 5 on my list. I love it so much. Number 4. It's been there forever. It's dropping down a little bit right now, but this has been, at one point, it was my number 1 cereal. Pops. Gotta get my Pops. I love them. I think they're extremely underrated. I know there's a sogginess issue with these. They can get soggy real quick, but they're so good. If you hadn't had them in a while, Pops freaking rule number 4. Number 3, There's a group of cereal that's the fruity flavors, like you get Trix in there. You have Fruit Loops in there. Fruit Loops are epically good. Trix are epically good. But Fruity Pebbles, for my money, are the best bang for your buck in that world of the fruit flavors in a cereal. Fruity Pebbles, we have them in the house a lot. My daughter loves them. I love them. The more I have them, the more I like them. And it's why they've gone above Pops now at number 3. Not quite enough to knock off number 2 or number 1. I'm not quite at this point yet, but we did get a box of Fruity Pebbles marshmallows because we're healthy here. That was the first box of those I'd ever had. If that starts to make its way into the pantry from time to time, it's going to make a run. It's going to make a Norway World Cup style run up this list because they were really, really good. Number 2, it's been there. It lives there. It's been number 1 before. Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. I think it's just a perfect cereal. It's wonderful. It stays crunchy, obviously. They've got the word crunch in it. The Crunch Berries are so good. Changes your cereal or your milk color. That's kind of awesome. Makes your poop green. That's kind of awesome. Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries is a wonderfully perfect cereal. It's number 2. And my number 1, I know you all hate it and everyone gets mad at me when I say it and they think I'm joking, but if I could go down the cereal aisle right now with you and pick out any cereal, I'm picking Crispix. I think Crispix is the most perfect cereal. It is a great amount of crunchy. It's got really good flavor. It's not really sugary, obviously, but it just works. I do love myself some Rice Chex, and I love Corn Chex. I really love Corn Chex. If you like Corn Chex, you need to try Crispix because I think they're a big step up from Corn Chex. They're so good. They're the one cereal that if I got a box of it, I could eat the whole thing just immediately. I could probably work through a box of Captain Crunch Crunch Berries, but I'd be feeling it. I can get a box of Crispix and just work it over. So Crispix, my number 1. I love it so much. Again, the top 5. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, number 5. Welcome to the top 5 and rising. Pops, number 4 and dropping a little bit. Fruity Pebbles, number 3. Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries, number 2. And Crispix, number 1. What is your top 5? Let me know. I love looking at these things. You can leave your comment over at Sean'sLife.com, on Spotify, or like Roberta does, YouTube.com/Bommarooski. Would love to see you over there. Hit that subscribe button. Smash the subscribe, like, and all the other whatever. Comment, like, subscribe, do the thing. Tell your friends, phone a friend, whatever. Thanks for listening. I've got to go deal with the fact that somehow my wife got out of a 20 miles per hour over speeding ticket, and I'll go 12 tomorrow and get a $400 ticket and be in jail.